everyone, welcome to TalentSprint series on most frequently asked coding questions. In this series, we are taking a look at a variety of questions that have been asked in interviews as well as written exams over the years. We are not only giving you the solutions but also providing you interesting tips and pointers along the way to help improve your coding style. So let's get started. In today's video, we are going to write a program to find the count of occurrence of a given character in a string. So let's say our string is TalentSprint and we want to see how many times does the character E comes in the string TalentSprint. Alright, so the approach is very simple as stated on the slide. We'll read each character from the string one by one and compare it with the character that we are looking for. If it's a match, we increase the count, and if it's not a match, we move on to the next character. Let's see the code. So as you see, we have written the function count character and we have passed the string as well as the character to be found as input parameters to this function. Now inside the function, we have created two variables. First is count, which will hold the count of the character, and second is index, which will be used to traverse through our string. Now in the while loop here that you see, we are moving till the end of string. So the loop will continue to iterate till we reach the end of the string. And in every iteration, we are checking if character at the current index matches the character that we are supposed to check. If the match is found, we'll increment the count, else we'll move on to the next iteration by doing index plus plus. So let me see how this works for the string TalentSprint. So let's say we have our string TalentSprint and we have to find how many times does the character, let's say E, occurs. So if we index this string starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, our E character is occurring at 3, and that is the only place where E is occurring. So we'll return the count 1. Now the iteration starts from 0. We check if E matches T, which is wrong, move on to the next iteration. Then check A matches T, again false, move on to the next till we reach E. Now when we reach E, we increment the count to 1. Now similarly, it will continue to iterate till the end, but since E is occurring only once, we'll finally return the count as 1. Now this was a very plain and simple usual way of writing this code. Let me show you another very interesting way of writing the same piece of code using the string substring function. So as you see, we have the count character function where we are passing the string in character again. And inside the function this time, we don't have index variable to traverse through our string, because the traversal now we'll do in a very different way. But we have the count variable like before to hold the count of our variables. Now inside the while loop, how we are traversing is, we check if the string dot index of character. So what index of character does is, let me show you the same example so that you can understand it better. Let's say again we have the string TalentSprint, alright, and we are checking for the character E. Now what we'll do is, string dot index of character straight away goes to the first index where a match is found with the character. So you'll pass the character as E in our case. It will straight away take you to this index, which is 3. Now this index of character is definitely greater than 0. So we move inside the loop where we increment our count, which is 1. Now in the next line that you see, what we are doing is, since this is the first occurrence of our character, that means before this there was no E in our string. So now what is left to be checked is the remaining string. So how do we calculate the remaining string? We do the substring of our current string based on the index of character, which is 3 plus 1. So now we'll do a substring from N to T. So for next iteration, our string will change to N, T TalentSprint. I hope you understood this. Now in the next iteration, we'll again check if index of ch is greater than equal to 0, which means is ch there in the string at all. Now this time, this index of function will not find e in our string. So it will return when the index of function is not able to find the current character in the string, it returns -1. So now -1 is not greater than or equal to 0. So this is our while loop terminating condition. Now we'll move out of the while loop and we'll return the count at the end, which is 1. I'm very sure you would have found this way of approaching to the problem interesting. We used substring and index of functions of class string and approached our solution in a very different way. Now you can go ahead and try out this function using several different strings. That will help improve your understanding of how index of and substring functions work, which will help you in solving many more interesting string questions. We're going to take a look at many more interesting questions like this in our upcoming videos. So please don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions related to this video, or if you want any question for us to decode in the series, please drop a comment below or drop us a mail at the email ID mentioned on the screen. I'll see you in the next one, and happy coding.